When you think about classic rock, there are a lot of songs that have to do with cars and the open road. Now, I don't know if it is the sound of that roaring engine, the lure of the open road, or the lure of the back seat, but a lot of these songs take us down that long two-lane highway. This isn't going to be a definitive list, but it should be a blast.
So climb in and let's drop the needles.
Our first song was recorded back in 1951, and it was recorded by a group that you probably have never heard of, Jackie Brestons and his Delta Cats. And you know who that really was? That was Ike Turner and his Rhythm Kings. The song was Rocket 88, and it sings the joys of the new Oldsmobile Rocket 88 automobile, considered by many to be the first muscle car. All right, let's get in that Olds and hit the road. Here are some of the lyrics. You women have heard of jalopies. You've heard the noise they make. But let me reintroduce my new Rocket 88. Yes, it's straight. Just won't wait. Everybody likes my Rocket 88. Baby will ride in style. Moving all along.
Yeah, I know it's a song supposedly about a car, but those lyrics are full of double entendres that could mean something else altogether. Rocket 88 is also considered by many the first rock and roll record.
When you think about car songs, the Beach Boys come roaring up into your rearview mirror. They started in 1962 with a song called 409. Then in 63, they followed it with Shut Down and Little Do Scoop. But I'm going to focus on just one song. In 1964, the Beach Boys lured us into this fantasy of jumping in a convertible with probably a blonde girl driving it, the radio on, and going down to cruise the hamburger stand. And definitely, we're going to have fun, fun, fun.
Well, she got her daddy's car, and she cruised through the hamburger stand now. Seems she forgot all about the library like she told her old man now. And with the radio blasting, goes cruising just as fast as she can now. And she'll have fun, fun, fun till her daddy takes a T-Bird away.
That same year, Brian Wilson takes some time off from the Beach Boys and co-writes a song for his friends Jan and Dean. And it's a song about a street drag race that goes horribly wrong. Yeah, we're going to go into that swerve around Dead Man's Curve. Well, the last thing I remember, Doc, I started to swerve. And then I saw the Jag slide into the curve. I'll never forget that horrible sight. I guess I found out for myself that everyone was right. You won't come back from Dead Man's Curve. Sadly, just 2 years later, Jan Berry would be in a very serious car crash when he lost control of his car on a curve that was very close to Dead Man's Curve. Then, in 1965, Paul McCartney arrives at Abbey Road Studios, where the Beatles are starting to record an album which will become Rubber Soul. Now, Paul has a song, but he does not like the lyrics, and he plays it for John. And John says, yeah, that's crap. And John says, I'll tell you what, let's change this so it's about driving a car, which was a blues euphemism for sex. Beep, beep, yeah. I told that girl I can start right away. And she said, listen, babe, I got something to say. I got no car and it's breaking my heart, but I found a driver and that's a start. Baby, you can drive my car. Yes, I'm going to be a star. Baby, you can drive my car, and maybe I'll love you. 1965 found Bob Dylan in a studio recording a song which would become the title of the album. And the song was Highway 61 Revisited. Now, not technically about cars, but it is about a major highway that went all the way from Bob's home up in Minnesota down to New Orleans. And this was a major route for African Americans who were leaving New Orleans to come up to St. Louis, Memphis, or Chicago. In Bob's song, there are problems that are presented that can only be solved on Highway 61. But as with all Bob Dylan songs, nothing's really clear-cut. Here's the first problem presented in the song. God said to Abraham, kill me a son. Abe say, man, you must be putting me on. God say, no. Abe say, what? God say, you can do what you want, Abe, but next time you see me coming, you better run. Abe said, where do you want this killing done? And God said, out on Highway 61. 3 years later, in 1968, out in LA, Canned Heat recorded their second album, Boogie with Canned Heat, and it contains a song about being on the road, which was a remake of a song called Dark Road from years ago. Canned Heat changed the lyrics and had an international hit with On the Road Again. Well, I'm so tired of crying, but I'm out on the road again. I'm on the road again. Well, I'm so tired of crying, but I'm out on the road again. I'm out on the road again. I ain't got no woman just to call my special friend. As long as we're talking about road songs, and it's 1968, we might as well include one from the Beatles' White Album. And it was written by Paul McCartney after he saw monkeys having sex in the middle of a dirt road in India. The lyrics are very simple. Why don't we do it in the road? No one will be watching us. Why don't we do it in the road? But let's get back to the romance that cars and songs just have when they get together. Now, in 1971, Paul and Linda McCartney were finishing up an album called Ram. And the last song on the album is terrific. And it's about cars, and it's about sex, and it's about romance, and it just pulls it all together. So let's go jump into the back seat of Paul's car. The laser lights are pretty. We may end up in Mexico City. But listen to her daddy's song. Making love is wrong. Oh, we're just busy riding, sitting in the back seat of my car. Bruce Springsteen had a song called Chrissy's Song. It was just him playing solo, but he didn't really like it. But he had another song called Walking in the Streets, and he thought, what if I take the lyrics from Chrissy's song and mash it on top of Walking on the Streets? And he did that and called this new song Wings for Wheels. But he wasn't happy with that either. Then one day he saw a movie poster, and it was a movie starring Robert Mitchum. The title jumped out at him, and in 1975 he releases Thunder Road, one of my favorite Bruce Springsteen songs. There were ghosts in the eyes of all the boys you sent away. They haunt this dusty beach road in the skeleton frames of burned-out Chevrolets. They scream your name at night in the street. Your graduation gown lies in rags at their feet. And in the lonely cool before dawn, you hear their engines roaring on. But when you get to the porch, they're gone on the wind. And then there are the best closing lines. So Mary, climb in. It's a town full of losers, and I'm pulling out of here to win. In Los Angeles, a singer-songwriter is driving his car to the studio every day to work on songs for an upcoming album that he hopes will be a live album. But he never takes time to put gas in his car because he figures, it's not that far, it's only a couple of blocks. And one day while he's thinking about this sparks an idea in Jackson Browne. So he releases a song that's called Running on Empty, and that's the song of that great live album. Looking out at the road rushing under my wheels, looking back at the years gone by like so many summer fields. 65, I was 17, and running up to 101. I don't know where I'm running now, I'm just running on. Running on empty, running on, running blind, running on, running into the sun, but I'm running behind. Just like Jackson Browne, I guess I'm running on empty. That was 10 songs about cars and running down the highway. And as I was putting this together, I thought of many, many more. But that might be fodder for a future episode. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Let's all go jump in that T-Bird with the blonde, turn on the radio, and hit the open road. Keep it rocking. If you like this episode, hit the like button. And you can also leave me a comment down below, and I'll respond to you. If you subscribe, we'll let you know when future episodes come out.